Hi beauties, it's your girl Bukola Epps back with another video. Today's look is this cut crease. It's like a whitish silvery color mixed with red. I really like the way it turned out. Today is Sunday, December 24, and I have a performance at church, so I just wanted to be a little extra with the way that I look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty Primer. I'm just going to apply that all over my face. You guys already know the drill. This is my go-to this year, next year, the year after. Okay, I think I'm just exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying. And then I'm going to put on my Estee Lauder Flash Illuminator in the color is 04 Daylight. I like to apply this before applying my foundation. It just does something so beautiful to my skin. Like, it gives it that glow. By the time my makeup is done, it's like flawless. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my Huda Beauty foundation in the color Hot Fudge and my Fenty Beauty foundation in the color 460. And I know it looks really dark, but my Fenty Beauty foundation was really dark. I think I should have probably got 450 and not 460, but that shit has been sold out for so long anyways, so it is what it is. But don't worry, everything comes together. And now I'm concealing my face using my Elegant Pro Concealer in the color Toast. I like to go in with a color closer to my skin rather than such a bright color first, because I don't know, I'm not feeling, I've tried it so many times and I wasn't feeling my makeup when I go in with a brighter color first. So after I blend this in, I do go ahead and use my Elegant Pro Concealer in the color Peach Corrector, just to brighten it up a little bit more. You know, like, it's better that way, trust me. Going with the color closer to your shade first, and then you can go ahead and apply a little bit of a brighter color afterwards. Y'all, so how have your Christmas been? Like, my Christmas was blessed, like very blessed. Like, the food was amazing, to the point that me and my sisters started fighting over food. It was serious, okay? Like, I think what we fight over the most is food. It's so bad, I know. And I'm going ahead to cream contour with my black Opal foundation stick in the color Ebony Brown. And yeah, so the New Year's is coming up, and I'm very, like, you know, just, I always have a goal each day that I wake up. It's not like a New Year's resolution. Like, everyone will be like, oh, New Year, new me, all that bullshit. But I feel like you should always set something for yourself every day that you wake up. Every single day. Like, it's just, that's part of life. So anyways, so I'm going to set my all the parts that I concealed. I'm setting it with my Ben banana powder mixed with my Mercier powder in the color medium deep, and then later on I'm going to go ahead and bake with my Mercier setting powder, the white one. So this day was a very important day for me. Like, I really stepped outside of my comfort zone. I had a performance at church. Most people know me for dancing, but I really took it to another level. I was discovering what talent God really gave me, and I was approached by a member of the church who is also a youth like I am, and he asked me to perform something that one of his friends wrote, and I felt, you know, honored to actually be a part of that. Like, it was, I didn't know how to, like, at first I was like, no, I don't want to go up there, this is not me. But eventually I'm just like, no, I could do this. Like, maybe this is a way of God telling me something. But before I continue with my story, I did, to bronze up my face, I went with my MAC Film Noir contour, and then for my nose I used MAC Swiss Chocolate, and for my brows I do go ahead and use my MAC brow pencil in the color Spiked, and then I went over it with my NYX brow gel in the color Espresso. And I later on cleaned up my brows with my MAC Pro Longwear concealer in the color NC45, which is here. And the palette that I'll be using today is my Morphe palette, my Morphe 350M palette, to do all my transition colors. So back to my story. So yeah, like I basically did a spoken word, which was what a friend of mine in church gave me to perform, and I also sang. And my goal was not to entertain anybody. That's not what, like, before, when I was younger, I was always trying to entertain people. That has always been something that I always enjoyed doing. But I realized as I progressed in life that you can entertain someone, but did you touch them? Did it create a positive impact in their life that they will be able to carry this forward? And I came to the realization that it couldn't. So me stepping out of my comfort zone this particular day of doing a spoken word, something that I've never even done before in my entire life, and singing in front of a whole bunch of people, something that I've also never done. Like, I sing in my house all the time. Like, when I'm with my friends, I'm always over exaggerating my singing, so they're like, shut up, you sound terrible. But you know, that's just how I am. Like, I'm a comedian in a way. But this day, everything was just serious. Like, I wanted to, like, impact someone's life. I wanted people to see a different side of me that I didn't even know I had. And I've been able to discover so many things about myself. If my friend did not come to me and ask me to perform this, I wouldn't have discovered that I actually have this talent of being able to speak to people, and in such a positive way. Like, I'm not saying that I spoke to people negatively before, but this time it was just different. Like, I felt the presence of God while I was performing that, to the point that I didn't even know, like, what I did. Like, people were like, you did such an amazing job. Like, I can't wait to see the footage. Like, I am gonna get the CD from my church and probably post something on YouTube, maybe in my next video. But it was such an amazing experience. Like, I just couldn't believe it myself. It was such a beautiful day. Anywho, so I'm going ahead to cut my crease with my MAC Pro Longwear concealer in the color NC45. I'm just cutting it all the way to the end. So do you see how sharp it's looking? Yes. And then I'm going to apply the white eyeshadow all over the parts that I cut, not everywhere. Just make sure you're very careful. Like, it took me, like, I kid you not, it took me like 40 minutes to do, no, what am I talking about? It took me an hour and 30 minutes to do my eyes. I kid you not. I woke up at 5:30 and I started my makeup at 6:30. Okay? It was serious business. I had to slay. Like, for real. The slaying had to, like, I had to show people, like, I'm not one to play with. Okay? Anywho, and then I went in with my NYX Glitter Primer. I only apply that to the middle because I'm not going to be putting the glitter at the inner corners. So the first glitter that I'm using is my NYX Face and Body Glitter in the color Glee 07. So I'm just applying that in the middle and a little bit towards the end. So yeah, just be very careful. Like, I was taking my sweet time, okay, because I needed it to be like perfect. And I always do, before I cut my crease, I've just learned this. Like, I've seen a lot of people do it, but I didn't think it'll work, where I just put a little bit of concealer under my eyes and then I look up, and that's where I know that I need to cut my crease. That's how I was able to master this look, okay? I always do that because sometimes I think that my I could go above it and then it's just too much, but this time it was just perfect. And for the outer corner, the glitter that I'm using is my NYX Face and Body Glitter in the color Glee 09. And then I'm lining my eyes. God was so good this day. Ooh, God was amazing. Do you see, like, I am not struggling with my liner today. Everything was just going on great. Look at that liner. Like, thank you, Jesus. So the liner that I used was my NYX Matte Liquid Liner in the color Black Noir. And the lashes that I'm using, y'all, I'll make sure I post the link down below. I just got these lashes from AliExpress. When I tell you I love these lashes, I mean it. They're like my favorite lashes that I've ever worn. Like my favorite. So for my under lash line, I'm going in with my Maybelline gel liner in the color Blackest Black. So I'm going to dust off all the powder using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the color Dark Deep. So just applying that everywhere. I know my face looks ashy, but trust me guys, I'm going to set my face afterwards. So the blush that I'm using is my MAC blush in the color Frankly Scarlet. And then the highlighter that I'll be using is my Becca highlighter. As you all know, this is the only highlighter that I use. I have other highlighters, I just prefer this one. So I'm using my Becca highlight in the color Opal. And for my lower lash line, or not lash line, lashes, I went in with my NYX Big Bold Mascara. And yeah, thank you guys so much. This is the after.